Hey everyone, welcome to the 4th episode of The Revenue Journey. My name is Asher and I'm here to share my journey, observations and perspective doing technology sales in Southeast Asia. Now I remember about a year ago, I started searching for a full-time career in technology sales, but I wasn't getting any luck finding any. Now back then, there weren't many companies hiring, but I was fortunate enough to find a role that suited me and a company that gave me a shot. But recently, I've started to see more entry-level sales roles available on LinkedIn, which means that for most of you out there who are looking to break into technology sales, you may have more options. So the question that we want to answer today is this. If you are looking to head into technology sales, which company should you choose? Now after 1 year in technology sales and talking to different salespeople in different companies, I've learned one thing, is that not all sales roles are created equal. Let's take companies like Zoom and Shopify for example. Their growth accelerated because of the pandemic that they didn't even have control of. Now imagine if you have two salespeople today. One is a mediocre salesperson that works at Zoom. Another is an experienced salesperson with 15 years of experience who works in a company selling technology to the travel industry. And just based on that fact alone, I can say with certainty that the mediocre salesperson will still outperform the experienced one simply because of the circumstances. Therefore, it's important that you find and apply for a company that you believe will continue to grow in the Southeast Asian region, and there are a couple of ways to do it. So, I've prepared a few simple tips for you when deciding on a company. And what we are trying to do here today is basically what buyers of technology do. When these people are tasked by their company to purchase new technology, they need to look at reviews of the different vendors and use various different sources to understand more about the different technology products out there. So what we are trying to figure out is who are the companies that people are buying products or technologies from. Because you can bet that if you join these companies, you will have a better chance of succeeding as well. So let us start simple and let's look at things from a macro level first. Let's look at the technology trend. I personally like to refer to two different resources, Gartner as well as G2, and I'll show you my personal process of evaluating companies using these two sources. Firstly, go on LinkedIn and different job application websites and find a few companies that sound interesting to you. Once that is done, I generally like to go to g2.com first, which is a business software and services review site, and look at reviews of the companies and see the number of competitors by pressing G2 Grid on the top left hand corner. By looking at G2 Grid, that gives me an idea of how crowded this space is. And if it is crowded, you may want to do more research into how the company is different and see if they are just part of the crowd or they are leading the crowd. Now do take note that if a space is really crowded, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It could simply be that it's really mature and possibly it could be a good thing for you. Another thing to take note is that sometimes the category that these technologies are listed within G2.com may not be accurate. Next, I typically sign into Gartner, which is a technology research and consulting company, and they release this thing called the hype cycle. Now the hype cycle basically gives you an idea about the promise of an emerging technology within the context of a particular industry. I definitely encourage you to check out the videos in the comments below to see how you can best understand and utilize the hype cycle. At the same time, definitely also check if the company is listed on Gartner's Magic Quadrant. Now do take note that Gartner is not free and you'll require a subscription, which could be quite costly. However, a simple Google search could always help you get some ideas. For example, if I want to see the 2021 hype cycle of digital marketing, I just do a simple Google search and I could find the information. And lastly, always remember this. What works in the US may not always work in Southeast Asia. You have a lot of US companies coming into Southeast Asia trying to capture the audience here. However, always question yourself to see if that product makes sense in this region. And if they want to expand across a different region, how easy it is to expand. Is it easy to understand? Is it easy to explain the product? For example, if you see a company that is selling agriculture technology, you know that while there is an opportunity for that company in the US, there is very little in Singapore, unless you sell to the neighboring countries. But that can be really tough because you may find yourself in a situation when you are in Singapore trying to sell to different countries, which is definitely tougher because of languages and culture. So that's pretty much for me. I wanted to keep this video really short because if I were to really explain the whole process, it could take more than 10 minutes. However, I definitely encourage you to check out the resources I've mentioned. And in the next video, we will talk about looking at things on a deeper level, not just on the macro level. Lastly, we really want to know if there's any other resources you would have referred to and if there's anything I've missed out. That's all from me. Take care and stay safe.